In a small mountain village lived Dorian, a strong and hard-working young robot who could repair almost anything. He loved every craft, but more than anything he loved sword practice and archery. One day, a messenger raced into the palace with terrible news. The knights had failed to defeat the dragon, but one arrow had broken a single scale on its neck. The emperor called the bravest young robots of the village to the palace. Dorian stepped forward and promised to face the beast. The emperor gave him the finest arrows in the kingdom and warned him to aim for the only weak place. The next morning, Dorian climbed toward the mountain where the dragon appeared only at night. At midday he reached the rocks and waited, resting until the sky turned dark. At night, a roar louder than thunder shook the mountain. "Who dares enter my home?" the dragon growled. Then a burst of fire lit the forest. Dorian rushed out with his sword and struck with all his strength. The sword shattered. The dragon laughed, certain that no blade could harm it. Then Dorian remembered the emperor's warning. He ran back to the rocks and reached for his bow. He waited until the dragon opened its mouth to breathe fire again. At the exact moment, Dorian fired straight at the missing scale. The arrow struck true. The dragon's fire faded, and the mountain grew quiet. On the road home, Dorian kept thinking how close he had come to failing because he had forgotten the right lesson. When he returned to the palace, the emperor honored him before the whole kingdom. From that day on, Dorian was remembered not only as strong, but as wise enough to listen.